Today I'm going to give you all the latest news, features, and of course new products that have been integrated with the Samsung SmartThings platform. So let's go. Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I'm going to take the frustration out of automation by keeping you up to date with the Samsung SmartThings platform. Now, last week I showed you the app migration, or the start of that app migration. I've shown you the new app recently, but we have to talk about all the changes that are coming into the platform right now. And one of the biggest changes was actually a couple of things that I witnessed at CES. Maybe one of the biggest things at CES was the omission of the Galaxy Home or the Galaxy Home Mini, and I was able to travel around on the second day with Tech with Brett, and we kind of talked about that device just a little bit, and he had seen it, he'd managed to snap a picture of it, but when I went back on day 4, it was no longer there, and people were basically telling me from Samsung it was not at the show and they weren't going to really talk about it. So it was quite the omission. Now, what we found out recently is that it will show up for sale in Korea come February 12th. Now, there's a couple other details, but after that, things get pretty scarce. We don't have any details on a US release or any other country's release. And we do know that the device will have the Samsung's Bixby voice assistant on board, and it is rumored to have a Samsung SmartThings hub right on board. Now, that will obviously be very important for a lot of people because that will start their process or their movement into the SmartThings platform, but it remains to be seen how that will integrate if you already have a hub. At CES again, I was walking around and I was actually looking at their robot chef, but what I had noticed was this little camera just sitting at the top of their display, just at the edge of it, and I'd never seen it before. It was brand new to me. Now, what this was the SmartThings Cam 360, and this is a very different little camera versus what they have today with the Samsung SmartThings Cam. This new camera is pan and tilt capable. It has 1080p resolution and two-way audio. Those details have been released, but another thing that sounds pretty interesting to me, and something that I experienced with a recent review I did on the channel, is waypoint tracking. So essentially this camera will move based on events in your home, and that will make it very useful to have it monitor the right place at the right time. That camera should come out in the first half of 2020, and that will be a very beneficial addition, I think, to their overall platform. Now, moving on to one other thing I saw at CES was the connected car war. And this is something that will come in as a new feature within the Samsung SmartThings and their new application. And that's a whole connected car setup. But what they've been doing in the background has been building their fin, and this is now the 3rd generation of their fin that allows for a connected car. It's allowing things like those commercials you see with the cars where everybody's got a tablet in front of them and they're all just driving along and enjoying their content. But you know, the real point here, I think, in a lot of cases for Samsung is that they can connect it into the SmartThings application. They can connect it into all of your appliances and give you true automation based on where you are and when you're returning home or leaving home. And I do believe that this will allow Samsung to corner a lot of the automation market around vehicles, because they have that fin in so many new cars coming out on the market today, and even in some of the older cars. So the next new feature to talk about is called the Home Care Wizard, and this is a brand new smart app that you can find inside the new application. And the intention of this is to help you with maintenance and reliability and the replacement of different components that maybe wear out over time within the connected or the Samsung Connect whole suite of products. So things like robot vacuums are the easy thing to see as maybe a component wears down there, or you've just had a lot of runtime on that device. You can look at the components that you might need to replace, and then you can also look at things like fridges and dryers and washers and all of those things, and what you need to do from a maintenance and reliability standpoint. So it's great to see that start to come in. It's very, very basic right now. You basically can't do anything with it, but this is a new smart app you can add in the new SmartThings application. Of course, there's a number of different products that have been newly integrated into Samsung SmartThings. One one of those is the August connected smart locks. And this is something a lot of you might have been waiting for a while because it was announced but hasn't been there. Now, you can go ahead and create that cloud-to-cloud integration by adding in your August products. Ratio integration is there, and it's an interesting take on how you would do a smart sprinkler system. Basically, each one is a new switch, or each zone that you have rather is a new switch inside of SmartThings when you go and create that integration. So you can turn them all on independently and run them with automations from your smart hub. At CES, I spent a lot of time with a gentleman from Blaze Automation, and this is one of the most quickly rising platforms actually in India. He showed me some incredible statistics with some of his marketing and his branding, and I was able to kind of confirm some of this speaking to some of the other people within the Z-Wave Pavilion. Now, Blaze and the B1 platform here, it has integration within SmartThings. There's a couple of different products that he has. I'm still not entirely clear as to everything that's come in from the Shelly platform, but Shelly has a number of different devices. So if you're someone who has one of those, I would love to hear if you're able to integrate that down in the comments below. All the different components from Shelly, they have a varied lineup there, and they are now supposed to be capable of integrating with SmartThings. We also saw heaters from Enjoyable Warmth join the platform, and Connected.io, connected with a K, their wired alarm adapter is actually able to integrate within SmartThings as well. The Sensi Thermostat is able to come into SmartThings. And finally, Brilliant and their new smart switch and dimmer and new smart plug can actually come into the platform as well. With all these new great integrations and new features that are coming into the platform, all of this is great, but you do have to be ready for that app migration. So the classic app is starting to go away for people. You are going to end up moving across to the new application, and you're going to get an invitation. But to know the full details of this, you need to watch last week's video on the full app migration process, how that's going to look, how it's going to impact you. So go ahead, watch that. That's up on screen right now. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching the Smart Home News. And of course, don't hate, automate.